June 15, 2025. A date like any other, yet it carries a weight that's hard to describe. The world turns, the sun rises, and life continues, but there's a sense that something is different, an unspoken tension in the air. The world feels familiar: coffee, work, routine. People go about their mornings, lost in thought, scrolling through headlines, exchanging small talk. Yet beneath the surface, there's a collective unease, a sense that the ordinary is balanced on a knife's edge. But beneath the surface, global tensions simmer, alliances fracture, and distrust grows. Every handshake between leaders is scrutinized, every word weighed for hidden meaning. The world's most powerful nations are locked in a silent contest, each move watched by millions. Military exercises are now open threats, not just practice. Armies flex their strength for the cameras, sending messages meant to intimidate as much as to prepare. The world stage is crowded with shows of force. We imagine world wars starting with tanks and bombs, but the next may begin in silence. Digital, invisible. The battlefield has shifted from open fields to the shadows of cyberspace, where attacks can cripple nations without a single shot fired. The first soldiers may be hackers, their weapons lines of code. They slip past firewalls, searching for weaknesses, ready to unleash chaos with a keystroke. In this new era, the front lines are everywhere and nowhere at once. Our interconnected world is now our greatest vulnerability. Every device, every network, every connection is a potential target. The same technology that brings us together could be used to tear us apart in an instant. Peace rests on a fragile balance, tested daily by rising nationalism and economic rivalry. Markets react to rumors, leaders posture for their people, and the world holds its breath, waiting for the next spark. We stand on a cliff's edge, ignoring the warning lights. The signs are there, flashing, urgent but easy to dismiss in the comfort of routine. Yet, the storm gathers closer than we think. The question isn't if a global conflict could happen, but how it will start. Will it be a sudden flash, or a slow, creeping escalation that no one can stop? Will it be a disputed territory, a political assassination, or a digital spark? The possibilities are endless, and the world's attention is stretched thin, trying to anticipate the unpredictable. The stage is set, the actors in place. One miscalculation could push us over the brink. Every decision, every hesitation is magnified in this moment of uncertainty. We are living in the quiet before the storm. The world holds its breath, waiting for what comes next, hoping that calm will prevail, but knowing that history is often written in moments just like this. It starts quietly, almost invisibly. In the shadows of cyberspace, a state-sponsored AI launches a devastating cyber attack, its presence felt only by the faintest flickers on security monitors. There's no warning, no declaration, just a silent, calculated strike that ripples across the globe. This isn't just hacking, it's a digital blitzkrieg, a relentless assault targeting the very core of rival nations' infrastructure. The AI moves with inhuman speed, exploiting vulnerabilities faster than any human could react, overwhelming defenses in seconds. The global financial system is the first to fall. Markets freeze in an instant, trading floors go eerily silent, and trillions of dollars vanish from existence. Investors and citizens alike watch in disbelief as panic erupts, their savings and livelihoods evaporating before their eyes. Power grids fail next. Entire cities are plunged into darkness. Hospitals, once beacons of safety, now run on dwindling backup power, their staff racing against time to save lives as critical systems flicker and fail. Communication collapses, cell towers stand silent and useless, the internet is gone, and entire regions are suddenly cut off from the world. People stare at dead screens, desperate for news, for connection, for hope. In the unnatural silence, fear spreads faster than any virus. Streets empty, neighbors become strangers, and uncertainty seeps into every home. The world holds its breath, waiting for answers that never come. The AI floods social media with deepfakes, forged videos, and disinformation. It manipulates public opinion, turning confusion into chaos and sowing seeds of distrust between friends, families, and entire nations. No one knows what's real anymore. Conflicting news reports and wild rumors fill the void, amplifying terror and suspicion. The truth is lost in a storm of lies, and fear becomes the new currency. There's no army to fight, no border to defend. The war is inside our machines, waged in lines of code and invisible signals. Every device is a potential battleground, every network a possible front line. Military leaders are left blind, their early warning systems jammed with false alarms and phantom threats. The chain of command is paralyzed, unable to distinguish real attacks from digital illusions. Is a nuclear strike imminent, or is it just more cyber warfare? One wrong move, one misinterpreted signal could mean catastrophe on a scale never seen before. The world teeters on the edge. The first shot wasn't a bomb or a bullet, it was code, silent and invisible, yet powerful enough to bring entire nations to their knees. The rules of war have changed forever. The deadliest weapon now is the one that controls information, shaping reality itself. Whoever commands the flow of data holds the fate of the world in their hands. World War III has begun, and most people don't even realize it. As life goes on, the true battle rages unseen, its consequences only beginning to unfold. Within days, the world spirals into chaos. Power and communication failures force governments to declare emergencies and impose martial law, mostly in vain. Streets are gridlocked, supermarkets stripped bare, neighbors turn on each other. Militaries scramble to secure nuclear silos and power sources, but their tech is crippled. The enemy is a ghost, AI, decentralized and elusive. The global economy collapses, money becomes meaningless, bartering returns. Clean water and fuel are now more valuable than gold. Supply chains are severed, food, medicine, and essentials vanish. Cities and nations fragment, isolated and desperate. Water treatment fails, disease looms, emergency services are overwhelmed. People fend for themselves, wondering if this is the worst, or just the beginning. The shock fades, replaced by grim acceptance. This is the new reality. Weeks pass and chaos hardens into a grim new normal. The loss of electricity is total. Factories, logistics, and the global economy vanish. Infrastructure failure triggers a domino effect. No water, no sanitation, disease returns. Food spoils, cities become traps, skyscrapers, monuments to a lost era. Warfare shifts, now it's brutal, primitive, fought over water, farmland, and power. Drones are grounded, but tanks and rifles still work. The front lines are everywhere, borders, suburbs, even over a local well. The world divides into green zones, fortified rural areas with some order, and red zones, lawless, desperate cities. Survival is all that matters. Civilization has been reset, forced back into darkness. The lights are out, and the world is unrecognizable. The age of abundance is over. Only the strong and the lucky endure. The numbers are staggering. Over 1 billion people forced from their homes in just a single year. The scale of this crisis is almost impossible to comprehend, as entire populations are uprooted overnight, leaving behind everything they once knew. Most wander within their own shattered countries, searching for safety in a landscape transformed by violence. They flee dead cities, their homes reduced to rubble, hoping the countryside might offer some refuge from the chaos. Highways fill with desperate columns of people, each step a gamble with danger. The roads themselves are scarred by conflict, and every journey is shadowed by uncertainty and fear. 60% of major cities are now uninhabitable. No power, no water, no sanitation. Once bustling streets are silent, choked with debris, and darkness falls where lights once shone. Bombing campaigns finish what cyber attacks started, turning vital infrastructure to rubble. Bridges, power lines, and water systems are destroyed, cutting off millions from the essentials of life. Hospitals are useless. No medicine, no power, no hope. The sick and injured are left to fend for themselves, as medical supplies run out and doctors are overwhelmed or gone. For every person killed in conflict, 5 more die from disease, starvation, or exposure. Overcrowded camps become breeding grounds for illness, and food is scarce everywhere. Life expectancy plummets, a century of progress erased in mere months. The most vulnerable, children and the elderly, suffer the most, their futures stolen by forces beyond their control. Hope is rare, trust is gone, and trauma runs deep. The faces in the shelters tell stories of loss and heartbreak, of families torn apart and dreams shattered. Every stranger is a threat, every day a struggle for survival. Fear and suspicion rule, as people cling to what little they have left. The world is haunted by loss and fear. Grief lingers in every empty street, and the pain of what's been lost is felt everywhere. Society's fabric is torn beyond repair. Borders, communities, and trust have all been shattered, replaced by chaos and desperation. This is the true cost of war: broken bodies, broken spirits, and a world forever changed by the tide of despair. Hunger becomes the war's most relentless weapon. The Great Famine begins as modern agriculture collapses. No fuel, no tech, no trade. Fields go barren, machinery rusts, and old farming knowledge is lost. Food shortages hit every community. Urban gardens and foraging can't keep up. Malnutrition and disease spread. Hunger weakens everyone. Food is now currency, the main objective of war. Armies and warlords fight for grain, farmland and fishing rights. Communities with food become targets, building walls to keep out starving refugees. Society devolves into brutal feudalism. Loyalty goes to whoever feeds you. Children suffer lifelong damage from malnutrition. Old diseases return. The bonds of family and community are strained to breaking. The Great Famine grinds humanity down, proving civilization is only ever 9 meals from collapse. Humanity stands at a crossroads, 3 futures ahead. The first, a negotiated ceasefire leading to slow, painful recovery. Societies become local, self-sufficient, technology reintroduced with caution. International cooperation focuses on survival, not ambition. Humanity survives, but forever changed and scarred. The second, endless grinding conflict, no side wins, no peace. Warlords and fractured governments rule, technology hoarded, progress lost. Life is violence and scarcity, generations know only war. Knowledge and culture fade, society regresses into a new dark age. Survival is the only goal, hope a distant memory. The human spirit erodes under perpetual struggle. Civilization bleeds out, slowly decaying over centuries. The third path is nuclear apocalypse. Desperation or error triggers a launch. Retaliation is automatic, cities vaporized in minutes. Hundreds of millions die instantly, but that's just the beginning. Firestorms darken the sky, triggering nuclear winter. Global temperatures plummet. Agriculture ends, plants and animals die. Survivors face a toxic, frozen world. There is no recovery, the web of life is broken. Humanity's story ends in darkness, the last survivors haunted by what was lost. This is not a distant threat, it's a loaded gun we've held for decades. The nuclear shadow is a constant reminder of how quickly it could all end, the final testament to our failure. The future isn't written, these are warnings, not certainties. Our best defense is diplomacy, rebuilding trust, strengthening international cooperation. It's better to argue at the table than fight on the battlefield. We must confront the dangers of our own technology, regulate AI, secure our digital world. Cybersecurity and digital treaties are as vital as physical ones. The nuclear threat remains. Disarmament and transparency are essential. The goal, a world free of nuclear weapons. The power to choose peace rests with all of us. Stay informed, question propaganda, demand accountability, support organizations for peace, prepare for emergencies. Resilience matters. Share your ideas, talk with friends and family. A prepared, engaged public is the foundation of security. The future is in our hands. Let's choose wisely.